go stumbling around in the dark.
Fucking freezing, ain't I? We have been standing out here for hours, Big. Maybe if somebody had mentioned how long we were going to be out here for, I would have brought some extra...
You boys shut the hell up.
Let's just do this.
Oh, yeah, mate. Go on, then. Go on. Off you getting. Let's see you wandering around there in the dark, when you're Griswold being a real straight shooter, eh?
What the hell are you talking about?
They're waiting for our eyes to adjust to the darkness. But personally, I don't want you behind me wondering whether me, Alice, or Fat's here. Or the silhouette of some unforeseen enemy.
Alice, what do you think?
Well, I can't see shit. Then we wouldn't want anyone to get hurt now, would we?
Big Air drags me out of bed this morning mentioning something about a Sheila, yeah? So why all the hush and worry?
Because that Sheila might not just be any Sheila. Mate. Could be Leon Barberblade Murphy's wife. And Siringo.
So what?
So, do you know why they're wanted?
Well, if that's the case, make sure you got all your senses working and ticking. Because if you don't, come morning, you'll be deadwood for the worm.
Jesus, mate. Look, all I'm saying is whoever they are, probably not going anywhere, yeah? I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're going fucking nowhere. And this bloody weather's got me freezing, so let's go.
Where did you find this cracker, and why doesn't he seem to know jack all about what's going on, Big?
Wait, who are you calling a cracker,
Do you
mate?
remember the Oakley brothers?
Last I heard, those dirty bastards hit the grave. So what?
Maybe you are the thickest tree in the forest.
Well, are you going to tell me or not?
We might have found them.
You're telling me that a woman killed Harry, Paul, and Ned? I find that hard to believe.
No, not her. The husband, Leon.
No. I've seen Harry sling, and you know as well as I do that he's fast, yeah? And as a matter of fact, he's a brutal bastard, and he would...
Will you listen to what I have to tell you? A while back, the grinder switched when you and I were doing those heists up in Dungarup. Leon come across the Oakley brothers taking it out on some native kid. I mean, the kid got hurt, and I mean real bad. Now, Leon found the site a little sour, but discretion was the better part of valor, and he walked on. You see, Leon was,
He was employed by Her Majesty's
Yeah, that's right.
Town Guard.
A military man. Now, after a night of drinking and debauchery, the brothers Oakley repair to the barbershop would sit in the 3 chairs side by side.
Wait. What happened to the kid? The darky?
Whipped to a pulp, mate. Deceased buried.
Anyway, all 3 brothers are dozing under warm towels. In steps Leon, abandons his post, walks up to the barber, snatches the blade, and slits their throats one by one. Barber's paralysed with fear. Shit himself. At least that's what they tell me he smelled like. Now you'd think if your brother was being gutted next to you, you'd notice. But all 3 were drained dead before they knew what happened. Just for breaking someone's darky.
This is a military man we're after. So before you go waltzing down there, make sure you got your dick in your pants.
So why even do this then, yeah? Why not just inform Her Majesty's?
Didn't you just hear the story? This fella's not just wanted for cold-blooded murder. He's wanted because he ran with Her Majesty's, forsaking his duty for the dignity of them darkies. And we all know the Crown, my friends. They can't let that kind of behaviour slip. Now, we could inform Her Majesty's of his whereabouts, serving some simple justice. But we're here for something better.
The bounty.
Exactly. There might be money right there in the flesh. Be it dead or alive.
And we sure do want it, don't we, lads?
Yes.
All right, enough talking. Check your guns.
But how do we know for sure? I mean, he might not even be there, yeah? I mean, you said yourself you may or may not have seen his wife.
Ellis has been watching the place for a week. There's a woman and child down there fit the description of Anne and their cornstalk daughter.
Stop your gabbing.
Get down!
Oh my god. He's dead. He's fucking dead.
Don't shut up! I'm going to shoot you in the goddamn mouth!
Where the fuck did that come from?
Well, my best guess is the ranch.
I thought you said it was just Anne and the kid.
Could be her.
So a woman shot Fats from that distance. Well, shit. Get the rifle.
What now? All right. So how are we gonna do this?
Try the front door.
What? Just like that?
They won't be expecting us to come through the front.
Ah, mate. I ain't bloody doing that, no way. If it's such a good idea, why didn't you do it yourself, yeah? All right. You big fat bastard. There's nobody here.
couldn't find nothing. Maybe he's gone around the back.
He was here. We'd know by now.
Jesus! Oh, mate, I can't even tell if that's her. What do you reckon?
Me neither. But if it's not her, you just shot an innocent woman.
Well, then I tell you what, that is her. Looks like we got it pretty good. However, it may be an issue that she's not recognisable. I mean, we won't get the bounty if the redcoats can't recognise her. I mean, not to mention that we don't have Leon, which kind of throws off that whole package bounty altogether. I mean, we're 3 days from the nearest town. And even considering this one's gonna yield some sort of coin, I highly think it's unlikely that the council's gonna take a liking to her being shot in the face. I mean, they're gonna start asking all kinds of questions. Shooting is one thing, shooting in the face, that's another.
I know that, Alice.
Not to be negative, all right, but seeing as how we can barely tell who it is now, what do you think is going to happen in 3 days after she's been out on the horse cart, bleeding out in the sun, while it's coming down, and bloody right in her face is something like a shriveled up pumpkin?
Well, you should have controlled your shooting better.
Control my shooting? Do you really think I was trying to control my shooting after we saw what happened to Lawrence? Nah, mate, I was aiming for that bitch's face.
Jesus!
Oh, hey, that's the girl, the daughter.
How'd you forget her?
What do you want to do, though? What do you want to do?
I'll give it to you, darling. You almost had us.
Waiting for? Get off the train! The lot of ya!
Murphy.
I'm looking for a Mr. L. Murphy. I'm guessing by the wide selection here before me, you must be him. White. Male. 37 years old. 5'8", size 10 feet. It says here, note. To be hanged. Now the question is, why is a dying man shackled to two Aboriginals?
These two were staggering across the railway line, sir. About 70 miles back.
And you saw fit to take them aboard?
Yes, sir.
Release them.
Excuse me, sir?
You heard me.
Sir, these men...
These men were what? Crossing railway tracks? According to this manuscript, there's supposed to be 1 prisoner delivered today. This is 3 prisoners. Now, where does that leave me? Given that you, a private, is picking up people and convicting them as you go.
You could put them back on the train, sir. Send them down the line.
Well, let's see now. It's another 4 days train ride to the coast. And you would have to go with them, of course, because if you were not to go, I would have to explain why there were 2 cooked aborigines in this train's carriage. And 2 rotting bodies would surely render Her Majesty's property nothing but a distasteful smelling heap of wood on wheels that you undoubtedly would have to ride in again. So release these men, and that's an order.
Yes, Captain.
You men are free to leave. So you're to be hanged in the jurisdiction of Her Majesty. You ever been walkabout, Mr. Murphy? Mr. Murphy, you know why I asked you'd ever been on a walkabout? No? Well, I'll tell you. It's a rite of passage. A journey a man must make in order to become true to himself. It's what the Aborigines think. But I find that description fits your situation perfectly. For you are a man who truly must come to terms with what he is. A murderer. With that being said, even murderers can die from dehydration. Maybe you'd like that, Mr. Murphy. Apparently not.
Well? Where's my brother?
He's not here.
I can see that, you fool. Where is he?
Ran into some problems.
I don't want to hear about your problems. So?
Fat's dead. He got shot first.
Dead?
He got shot right in the chest.
Well, that's not really a problem. More of an inconvenience.
So,
What?
So, did you get the bounty? I can tell by the sorry look on your faces that you did not.
Well,
We got the woman, but he wasn't there.
But didn't you tell me that that was definitely where he'd be?
Yes, but
Yes, but what, What have you got here?
it's his daughter.
His daughter. What's your name?
Lillian.
Lillian. Well, that's a pretty name. Now, Lillian, do you know the whereabouts of your pa?
He's gone.
Gone? Or did he leave you and your ma all on your lonesome? That's not very nice, is it?
He had to go. He had to leave.
And why's that, Lillian?
Because he said that if he didn't, then people would forever chase us. He didn't want that.
Oh, no, come on, don't get upset. It's all right. It's all right. It's not your fault. Your father is the one we want. It seems as though you're the only member of your family here. The burden must fall on you. So best you tell me where he is.
Mister, I swear, I know nothing!
Well, that's a real pity, Lillian. You see that dog in the corner? He looks nice and friendly, doesn't he? But truth be told, he's the devil. He has teeth like razors, fangs. He's brutal and fearless. He has the appetite of a bear, attacks like a wolf, ripping his prey to shreds. So I recommend you tell me what you know, or I'll have Big here throw you on top of him.
The only thing I know, sir, is that he said goodbye and walked toward the rail line over the valley. And he was doing it for me and my ma.
He's gone to deliver himself to Her Majesty with an ever-increasing bounty. He thinks by handing himself in, at least his family might be safe.
Well, what do you want to do with this one? She's going to be no good to us now.
What's going on here? I was thinking about getting me some sleep, and all them noises, they made me tremble.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. You didn't have to come down.
Oh, who's that?
That's just some girl the lads picked up.
Oh, I didn't know they were into that.
No. They, were just about to let her play with the dog.
Oh, right. Good night.
Good night, Ma. God bless.
Oh my. You know what, son? Do you think it could wait? We're having dinner the day after tomorrow with the O'Connells. And I don't have time to clean up the mess.
Of course. Dinner with the O'Connells.
Shut up, you little cretin!
Ma, don't upset yourself. Remember what the doctor said. Upset my mother, will ya? Put her with the other rats. And then take her ma's body and bury the body out back. There's only one route from the railway line to Camborne Hill. You'll be escorted by one or two.
But if you want food, you're gonna have to get up, clean up, and you behave in an appropriate fashion. You understand? After you.
Crikey, have you blokes been walkabout?
G'day, Jerry. How's things?
You know what I always say, Captain? Things could always be better.
Sit down, Mr. Murphy. Say, Jerry, who are those boys out front?
I believe they're cattle herders up from the Nambucca River. Eastern boys.
Seems a bit dry pushing cattle this time of year, don't you think?
Oh, just folk migrating for a better future. It's not unusual these days. As a matter of fact, there was a fella in here the other day, a tall blonde fella.
Do you know where they've been grazing?
The cattle herders? Well, you know what they call them around here, the scum of the earth. They fleece the land, but they pay good coin on the pound, so I don't ask questions. Here, what is this, only one today? What is he, a thief? Smuggler? Murderer?
You know that's none of your business, Jerry. Just bring us the usual, all right?
You know me, Captain. I like to talk.
Cattle herders. Out here.
You bloody Oriental whore! Look what you've done! I told you not to randomly sweep around! Now pick it up! Sorry, Captain, but these people from foreign shores, get back to work! Here we are. Usual. It's the best.
Thank you, Jerry. Eat, Mr. Murphy. You know, for a dying man, you seem awfully worried. I just want to make sure we get there in one piece. One piece? I do hope you understand what the consequences of your capture are.
That I do.
Then eat.
I think it would be best if we just got on our way.
And why's that?
Because those fellas out there aren't cattle herders.
And why do you think that?
They haven't been out here more than a day or two, from what I can tell by their clothes. which have been recently washed and pressed. And no cattle herder could afford that amount of coin. Unless they had some kind of land. And maybe they do own it. But you'd have to be a fool to drive cattle all the way out here.
Suppose this were true, Mr. Murphy. What would that mean?
It would mean trouble.
Would it now?
And as for your friend Jerry over there, he's had a scatter shooter stashed in cops since the moment we walked in.
Well, maybe that's just force of habit. With men like you waltzing around these parts, what should a man do? I know these men aren't cattle herders, Mr. Murphy. My suspicions are they're here to help you make a getaway.
Those fellas aren't here to liberate anyone. They're here to kill.
Well, we shall see about that. Jerry, come over here a second, will you?
Sure, Captain. Everything okay, Captain?
It certainly is, Jerry. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling too good today.
Oh,
I just can't seem to keep anything in, and so I must decline your fine stew. Apologies.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain.
That's okay. It's not your fault.
Maybe there's something else in the kitchen I can cook up for you.
It would only do me no good anyhow. But say, Jerry, why don't you go and ask those boys over there if they're hungry? They've been staring at us since we sat down, and I feel almost rude because now we have this extra bowl.
No, they've already eaten.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes, Captain. Yep.
Tell me something, Jerry. I didn't know you washed clothes here.
Wash clothes here? No, we don't do that here, Captain.
So these boys, they rode all the way from Nambucca River to here without so much as a patch of dirt on them? Now, I find that amazing. To think working off the land the way they do, they manage to keep themselves so clean and well-groomed. I mean, look at me. I can't even seem to keep the dirt out of my ears. But then maybe you've got it all wrong, Jerry.
Do I?
Yeah. Maybe these boys aren't cattle herders.
No?
No. Maybe they just came here for your fine stew. Do you know why I think your stew's so popular, Jerry?
No. Okay.
Well, come down here and I'll tell you. It's because you always serve it so steaming hot. That's for forgetting your manners when speaking to a lady. Shit! Listen, there's a town south of here about 2 days' ride. You go there and you don't come back. This place is no home for a girl like you.
Grogu! I'll find you! You're gonna pay for my fucking arm!
It's called a hand, mister.
You have no idea, mate. Hey! Hey! Wait a minute! Are you just gonna leave me out here in the dirt? I'm dying here!
What would you like me to do about that?
Take me to the nearest town!
My horse is fully packed, my friend. I have no room left for you.
Wait! Wait! Take my horse!
Your horse?
Around the back, mate. Just put me on and I can follow.
Well, there goes your horse, mate.
Oh, come back, you witch! Come back!
Besides, even if you had a horse, that wound of yours would have all kinds of creatures lurking up on us. And I fought enough vultures for one day, don't you think?
Wait! Take McCarthy's!
McCarthy's? Go around the back and grab that horse. Go on, Mr. Murphy. You don't really want to be dragging behind my horse again, do you?
Help! You bastard! I'll find you! You bastard! I swear on my life! I'm gonna cut off your fucking head and use the tire process!
With what gun hand there, Happy Jack?
That's right. You joke about it, but I'll be the one who gets the last laugh.
How are you feeling? Hmm? Because the way I see it, you have maybe an hour or two before you slowly start losing consciousness. And out here, when that happens, not much a man can do after that. Now you go into Jerry's, and you ask him if you can use his stove.
His stove?
That's right. And you burn enough coal to get it red hot. Has to be red hot.
What the hell? How's that gonna help me?
Well, it just might save your life, mate. I mean, you were whimpering something about being scared of dying, weren't you?
Jerry! 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 Jerry!
Mr. Murphy. God damn it. Mr. Murphy! You know, you are quite possibly the worst murderer I've ever transported. And by that I mean, you bore me. drink.
Is this a commercial route, Captain? Traveling route?
No.
Why would you not take a commercial route?
Because, Mr. Murphy, since I just killed 2 men who were after you, I wanted to be a little cautious.
Cautious? Doesn't Her Majesty's have checkpoints on the commercial routes?
They do. Just not this time of year. You know how it is. No water, no army. Come on. It's too dry.
Where are we now?
In the northern parts of Bremer Canyon. About a half day's ride.
Bush Rangers.
Yeah, wasn't an attack. On who I can't say, there are no bodies. I spotted no birds on the way in.
Doesn't look more than a couple of days old. What are we waiting for, Captain?
You always seem to be in such a hurry, Mr. Murphy. Here. Water the horses. Tell me, Mr. Murphy. Since you're so set on dying, why haven't you taken care of it yourself?
It's not dying that concerns me. It's how I die that's important.
You know what, Mr. Murphy? I've seen them all. Gunslingers, bushrangers, murderers and thieves. And you know the one thing they all have in common?
What's that?
The end of the day, when the noose is tied and displayed before their eyes, they all turn into what we all once were. Whimpering babies. And you, Mr. Murphy, will be no different.
You may well be right. This dying in the hands of the law will be my salvation.
Salvation? Spare me the god delusions, Mr. Murphy. Sooner or later, you'll realize what's going to happen to you. And when that happens, you will plead, and you will cry, and you'll get down on your knees begging me to let you go. You think dying publicly will change people's minds about you? That they'll forgive what you've done? They'll hate you even more. And they'll despise you until the day your name is never mentioned again.
Captain. Don't! You know what those spears can do to a man?
I do. But I'm betting you won't beat my bullet.
It's not that I'm worried about.
This is starting to make me nervous, Mr. Murphy.
Manat! Nina mana! Yan mana! Camborne Hill! Gurda Babumana! Wajiri!
Why isn't he saying something?
Maybe he doesn't speak Wajiri.
Why not? How many languages can there be?
I don't know. Hundreds, maybe.
Hundreds. Well, that's just great. Well, get ready, Mr. Murphy, because I'm about to start shooting.
No!
Lily! Lily mana?
What'd he say?
He wants us to join him.
Join him? I don't think that's such a good idea, Mr. Murphy.
Even where we are standing, I think it's the only idea.
I don't suppose you're planning a getaway, Mr. Murphy.
We are speaking of the past, the present, and the future.
And what might that mean?
To navigate vast distances over these lands, by mind or by foot. That's what moments like these are for. To exchange memories and knowledge of the land.
What do you suppose he wants with us?
Nothing.
Seems an odd way to invite someone over for tea.
What do you mean, Cap?
The canyon. The scene of human remnants we just encountered. I have a feeling they might have something to do with that.
That wasn't them. They found 4 bodies and buried them not far from here.
And you expect me to believe that?
I believe what you wish, Captain. These fellas are not our captors. We're free to leave whenever we want.
Well, I get the distinct feeling our friend here wants my head.
No. He's ashamed to host a guest bound by his hands. Prisoner or not.
Well, ashamed or not, those binds stay. And you can tell him that.
He's not out for trouble like you think, Captain. These people want only to preserve these lands. Even if that means having to pick dead white folk off the canyon floor. Or driving 2 more out.
By threatening to kill us.
In their lore, they are responsible for this land. For anyone who passes through it.
We all believe in different ways, Mr. Murphy.
And what do you believe in, Captain? Authority. Fear. To put these people out like they were nothing?
No. You've never been one to take offense to a man's skin. But I do believe we all must face the consequences of our actions.
Consequences? We have long ago forgotten the true meaning of that word.
Well, I haven't.
Tell me, Captain. Is there a consequence for killing innocent human beings? Driving them from their lands, enslaving them, destroying their lives and their way of life? Where is the consequence for that?
But you just remember what side of the fence you sit on, Mr. Murphy. And don't you preach to me about consequences.
And what about a child? What side of the fence would that fall on?
What child?
It's a boy I once knew. A boy whose family saved me when I was lost. He couldn't have been more than 9 years old when he was strung up, beaten, and dismembered. And the savages who did that weren't even prosecuted because they were white. That was a law I once upheld. The same law I once valued. Captain, do you think a moral man can maintain his conscience in an immoral world?
That I don't know, Mr. Murphy. But one thing I do know is that the law must be upheld. Because if it's not, then the only judge in this godforsaken land will be the gun on our hips. And that, Mr. Murphy, is a descent into madness.
How did you find me? I'll give you one chance.
One chance, eh? I bet you need me more than I need you.
You bet wrong. How did you find me?
Just like that, eh? All right, let's see. The story begins by a little house by a creek that shone its candlelight a little too bright one night. So, me and some friends of mine knocked on the front door, only to find nobody home but two lovely young ladies.
Who are you?
Wait, I'm just getting to the good stuff. As she opened the door, your wife walks out. Oh.
Drop it, Mr. Murphy. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Well, I'm afraid you must. This man is a murderer and comes under my jurisdiction. He shall be dealt with accordingly. There. Dealt with accordingly. You shut up! I said shut up! Just lower it. But I didn't get to finish my story.
I believe you had a story to tell.
Jesus Christ, man, let me down, I'm dying! See what I mean, Miss Murphy? We have a whimpering baby. It's you! Is this your meaning of treating me accordingly?
Well, let's just say it's been a tough night for everybody, hasn't it?
Now, how did you find me?
Oh, when Maitland finds out about this, you're gonna be dog meat. Ow! Oh, dog meat! Oh, my God. Arrest him! Arrest this man!
This man saved my life. The least I could do is let him poke you a little.
I'm gonna have you reported.
Reported? You do understand, mister, that it's a crime to assault or attempt to murder a captain of Her Majesty's army. So if you're gonna report me, let me give you something that's worth reporting. Now the next one will go through your arm. And if you don't talk, I'll blow your limbs off one by one.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Guess what?
We found your house.
And what did you do with my wife and daughter?
Your wife's dead. But it was an accident. It was an accident, I swear.
And my daughter?
Your daughter's with Maitland. We threw her in with the others.
Where do you think you're going? You're still under my jurisdiction, Mr. Murphy.
I don't believe I'll be needing your help anymore, Captain.
And what might you mean by that?
The only reason I'm here is because I let Her Majesty's take me.
Don't you play me for a fool, Mr. Murphy.
Well, you think it was a capture? The capture of the great Barber Blade Murphy. Well, Captain, you're as smart as you look.
Well, at least I didn't leave my family in the mud. You're no exception. You're not the only one who's lost their family. You take another step and I'll shoot you myself.
Are you sure, Captain? You may think you're quick, but from what I saw, you're about as good in combat as that old horse of yours. So if your intention is to stop me, you better make sure you shoot straight.
Yeah. Shoot him, man, shoot him!
Shut up!
Have you ever thought about shooting for us, Captain? We pay better.
If you don't shut up, I'll put a bullet in your mouth.
Now, I suppose you know where this Maitland lives.
This is where I keep the rats.
I thought you were actually going to show me some real rats.
No. Hey, the one I let you have last month, how's she doing?
Oh, sadly, she didn't meet my every expectation.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, this filthy savage is just about ready to be put to work. We're just teaching him a few manners.
You're a generous man, Maitland. What about her?
No. She's a special rat. Come on, let's not dwell on vermin. I shouldn't be tempting you, should I?
Oh, but Maitland, you can tempt me with anything that is at your disposal, I believe. You should tempt me all you want. Oh, my wife. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for all being here. Now, I'm sure you're all very hungry, but just a few words before we eat. It's been some time since we first settled here. We have shared this land not only as businessmen and women, but as friends. We have accomplished what we have by supporting one another and standing up for what we believe in and cherish. But let us not forget that it is with the guidance of the Lord that our seed will survive.
Yes.
And the savages will be annihilated.
That is right. That's right.
Let them live in fear, and let us live long and prosperous lives. To the good men and women of this land.
Yes.
Who said you could watch? Huh?
Hey, sir!
Shut up, you black bastard!
Come on! Maitland wants the O'Connell's horses looked after.
Now?
Now! I'll be back for you later.
You right?
You know, I sincerely meant what I said out there. Just look around you. All of this, it's ours. And I would gladly take a bullet for any of you, if that is what it took to preserve it.
Sorry, mister. I need this more than you do.
Oh!
You got it, bastard!
You goddamn bastard! Bloody hell, it really hurt!
Didn't feel a thing, mister.
Bastard! Let's see where she is. There. There's that crying little scum. Mate! Who's that? Alice? Didn't know it was you. Where's Big and the rest? They're a little tied up with the Majesties at the moment. And who's this? Should we put him in with the other one?
No. I can do that.
Come on, Alice. Let us take him.
Take me where exactly?
What'd you say?
Are you taking him for a fool? He'll whip you like a dog!
Maitland will enjoy this, sir.
It's Maitland's farm.
Yeah. I'd be scared if I were you.
Well, that's all I needed to know.
And why is that, huh?
Because now I know I'm in the right place.
honest, man. Those fellas didn't mean no harm.
How many nows?
I don't know.
How many?
10. It's the O'Connells, and they're here to celebrate.
Celebrate what?
I don't know. I'm treated like a dog around here. Oh, is it really necessary?
Shut up. Don't move.
Yeah, get up, don't move. Hey, you know how this would go a lot easier, mate, is if you didn't shoot me in both my legs, eh?
Move.
All right, yeah, here we go. And we're off. We're at a cracking pace. You are that keen to be dog meat, eh? Dog meat. Oh, when that dog is ripping in your throat, boy, I'm gonna laugh.
Shut up.
I'm gonna laugh. Oh, did I ever tell you the story about when I met your wife? We had a good time. And so, me and your daughter.
Shut your mouth!
Papa!
Lillian? Don't move.
Papa?
Lillian!
Papa! Over here!
Lillian! Are you all right? Are you hurt?
Mother.
I know.
I knew you'd be here sooner or later.
Sir, I was...
Not you, you filthy scum. Him. The folk hero. The Aboriginal lover. The man who will kill according to his beliefs about what is right or wrong. Mr. Murphy. Here in my den. What an honor. Would you like a drink, Mrs. Murphy?
No, I don't think I would.
Oh, I see. Straight down to business. I like that. It avoids all the, shall we say, emotion. So what is it you want?
Justice.
I can see that riding with Her Majesty has given you somewhat of an attitude. But I'm afraid, Mr. Murphy, you are in no position to make demands. Go ahead. Oh, Jesus, man! I can see you obviously mean business. A fearless man, if I ever saw one. No, I admire that. Here's to you, sir. And to your daughter. Who I presume is running free. But don't worry. She'll be caught. And become a woman sooner than you think. Yes! You didn't plan this through, did you, Mr. Murphy?
You're coming with me!
No, I don't think so. Oh, come on. You'd ruin my evening. Just let me say this.
Get off! I don't want to hear you talk!
You will hear me talk! You come into my house, all high and mighty. Do you know who I am?
Yes, I know who you are.
No, you know what I represent. Authority, pure and simple.
Your authority is based on violence and fear.
Exactly right, Mr. Murphy, exactly right. And justified by a desire to do good. Unlike your violence and fear, which is driven by revenge and retribution. Oh, but come on, we're not dissimilar, huh? It's a means to an end. However, I can do whatever I please, because mine is sanctioned by the good Lord above. And right now, the Lord says,
£100 for his head, and 200 for the head of his filthy rat of a daughter! Oh, hell!
You dirty bastard! You ruined my dinner party!
You think you can come into my house and judge me? You're nothing but a piece of shit in the dirt! My dirt! Mr. Murphy! Before I kill you, contemplate this. That bitch of a daughter of yours will die a much slower, more painful death. Her Majesty!
Sir. Captain Dalton? Now, this situation, to my understanding, is somewhat of a mess.
Maitland's dead, sir.
I damn well know that, Captain. And I know he's lying in the dirt over there. If you wanted to run with gunslingers, Captain, you should have picked the other side. Now, you promised me the wanted man, Leon Murphy, would be here. But instead, you lead me and my men into some personal battle where you can shoot Maitland.
Lieutenant.
Major.
Major? It was I who shot him.
And you are whom?
Former soldier of Her Majesty's army.
A military man. You wear no banner of Her Majesty.
Because I am his prisoner, Major. He was pursuing me after I escaped, which led to here.
You ran under Maitland?
No. He held my daughter captive. I am Leon Murphy, formerly Private Murphy of the 23rd Brigade of Her Majesty's Army. I am a convicted murderer and expected to be hanged today. Captain Dalton was my escort. He made no mistake. Here I am.
I knew he'd be here, Captain Dalton. This man is guilty. Shall be hanged.
Sir.
Place him in line with the rest. Shall hang tomorrow at dawn with the others.
But, sir,
But nothing, Captain. The law is the law. Murderers must hang and order must be restored.
What about my daughter?
She will be consigned to an orphanage. Arrest this man. Take him to be hanged.
Yes, sir! The taxman!